Horseback beach ride. Today you've decided to do something different. You are going to the local stables for a beach ride. It's been a decade since you last rode a horse. You are feeling a little nervous. But your excitement is like a tingling sensation coursing through your body. You feel like an excited school kid again. You park your car in the sandy parking area under a tall, shady tree. You look around and spot some horses grazing in their paddocks. A burst of adrenaline rushes through your tummy. You are doing this. You smile to yourself happily. You open your car door and slide out of your driver's seat. You are wearing your short riding boots and brought your hard riding hat. The sweet smell of hay and distinct smell of horse manure immediately makes you smile. Horse manure has always smelled like happiness. You amble towards the office to pay for your outride and to find out which horse you will be riding. Kate, the instructor, greets you happily and ticks off your name. She locks away the money you hand to her. She tells you to follow her while she asks if you can ride and when last you rode. She's happy to know that you used to ride often, even though it was quite long ago. You follow her to the stables, where a beautiful dapple gelding is already tacked up for you. His name is Starburst, and he is 16 hands. Kate explains that he is 12 years old and well-schooled. He's not a kicker and has a soft mouth, so reacts to subtle hand instructions. You open the stable door to greet him by his name, hold out your hand and rub his neck softly. Starburst is curious to see if you have any treats, but you assure him he will get a carrot after your ride. You gently take hold of his reins and lead him out. Kate holds him while you check the saddle girth is buckled properly. You put on your hard riding hat and fasten the clip under your chin. You then take hold of the stirrup leathers and measure the length to just under your arm and adjust the buckle accordingly. Kate smiles as she acknowledges your stirrup knowledge. You ask Kate for a leg up, and she happily moves next to you on Starburst's left side while still holding his reins in her left hand. You bend your left leg up so that Kate can support your shin in her right hand, and she scoops your leg up as you hop up and swing your right leg over the saddle. You're up in the saddle easier than you had expected. You slide your feet into the stirrups, pushing your heels down, and feel to see if your stirrup lengths are fine by standing up. That feels great. You smile happily to yourself in excited, childlike anticipation of the upcoming beach ride. It's just you and her today, Kate says. So if you're up to it, you can canter along the shore. You can't wait. The trail to the beach is a narrow, sandy path with long, wild grass on the sides. You can't even see the beach, as there are a few hills and trees blocking the view. Kate walks ahead on Sabre, a black 17 hands frisky gelding. You start feeling a little nervous as Kate speeds up the walking pace. Both horses walk the path quite contentedly. It's actually quite relaxing. Kate starts to trot on Sabre, and Starburst picks up his pace too. You start a rising trot, but you feel quite unfit as your breathing quickens. After trotting around 3 bends, you ask Kate to please slow down, and she says you will start walking as soon as you get to the next bend, which is about 200 meters away. And walk! Kate finally shouts loudly above the wind. Both horses instantly slow down and walk obediently. You pat Starburst's neck appreciatively and say, "Good boy." Almost breathless, you feel the wind gush past you and finally smell the salty seawater. As you round the last bush, the path opens up onto a beautiful, white, secluded beach. The waves calmly bring the tide slowly in towards the serene beach. Then it recedes back into the vast ocean. The horses snort happily and lift their heads excitedly, their manes blowing fiercely in the wind. You can't stop smiling as you collect your reins and squeeze Starburst's sides with your heels, and he breaks out into a canter. You feel exhilarated as you canter along the beach, the horse's hooves splashing in the water. Kate shouts to Sabre, "Gallop, boy!" as they break into a gallop. You accept the challenge and collect your reins. You gently tap Starburst again and shout excitedly, "Let's go!" As you loosen the pressure on his reins, he gallops forward. You feel as if you are flying. You feel the thrill of Starburst's powerful gait beneath you. You wish this moment could last forever. It's just you and your horse, lost in time, lost in speed. It feels like time is standing still. You gently put a little pressure on the reins and shout, "Okay, whoa boy, let's slow it down, whoa boy." Starburst thankfully starts to slow down to a canter, then a trot, and eventually slows to a walk. You feel invigorated. You are breathing loudly and see the sweat break out on Starburst's neck. He snorts happily. A few times. He enjoyed it too. You walk him slowly along the shallow water to pull him down again. The waves crash lazily in the distance. Seagulls fly over, shouting their calls to each other. Kate eventually motions to you to start heading back. You gently turn your horse and squeeze with your heels, walking slowly back to the trail. An inquisitive rabbit pops its head up as you amble up the path towards the stables. The horses always feel more excitable as they spot the stables in the distance. You have to hold tightly onto the reins to stop Starburst cantering all the way back. It's as if he knows he can relax and that food time is close. Kate leans over and unhooks the gate. You both trot through and she turns Sabre back to hook up the gate again. You remove both feet from the stirrups and let them hang down Starburst's sides for a while, stretching your legs before dismounting. It feels oddly relaxing after your muscles have had such a workout. Holding the reins in your left hand, you swing your right leg over the saddle and slide down to the ground. Your legs feel wobbly. You giggle as you try to stand up straight, but can only move shakily. You lead your horse to his paddock and close the gate. You lift the reins over his head and hook your arm through so that you still have a hold of him while you remove his saddle. You lift the saddle flap on the left side, hold it with your head, while you grab the girth straps and pull up hard to loosen the buckle. Carefully you slide it loose. Walk around the front of your horse to its right side. Pick up the hanging girth, place it over the top of the saddle. Slide your hand under the saddle and slide it off your horse's back carefully. You place the saddle over the paddock fence with a bit of effort. You then undo the chin strap and nose band buckles on Starburst's halter. Put your fingers under the straps behind your horse's ears and carefully slide it off over his ears, and carefully ensure the bit slides gently out of his mouth. Whoopee! Starburst is free. He dashes off and starts rolling in the sand to cool off. It was a fun ride. A great day. You feed Starburst his promised carrot, feeling his velvet muzzle nuzzling in your hand. You notice how his muzzle almost seems to resemble a hand. You smile as he chomps at his treat and you say goodbye to Kate and Starburst, anticipating that tomorrow every muscle in your body will be sore. But for now, you're on an emotional high and have already booked your next trail ride.